Ladies and gentlemen of the Vortex, hello, hello. It is your boy Alexander here, coming to just kind of speak a little bit about abundance. I'm trying to get everything right, with my whole microphone and with everything right now. It's 6:24, and the sun is setting, and it's like literally just like right outside my little window. So it's like there might be a little bit of glare on my glasses and whatnot, but hopefully it's like my voice is coming through. I already did a mic check, already did everything like that. I'm putting this video together for some people who had kind of requested just for me to kind of go on a little bit of a chat about money. Like, everybody loves money. I know that I love money. I've got like money here and just like all these different checks and stuff like that. Everybody loves money. And it's cool to have money in your life just because it's like you can do a lot of cool things with it. But, more importantly, it allows a lot of freedom and a lot of flexibility as opposed to not having money. Now, I'm not saying that if you have more money in your life that you're going to be a happier person, or that, everything is just magically going to fix itself in your life, because depending on your level of vibration with money and kind of like your level of vibration about different things in your life, money can actually fuel a lot more problems than it can actually solve. So what I'm going to do, just to kind of set the mood for everything, is I've never actually like made it rain with money, but I'm just going to go and like have a lot of fun with all this money and whatnot. But the cool thing about money is that, it's abundant. Most people feel as if though it's just like they don't really get money, or it's like they have like a hard time understanding just what money is all about. But the thing about money is that it's just like really cool, because it's one of the few things in this world where it's like, compared to people, it's like, if you focus on like a relationship with another person, it's like you can't really control that other person. Whereas on the other hand, money is like a very neutral topic. It's a very neutral subject. So you can actually kind of manipulate money and control money in your own way. At least that's what my experience has been. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of channeling, just kind of from my higher self, because I know that I can speak from my experiences about money and just everything about that. But I think that most people would derive like the maximum benefit if I just can like really get to the place where it is that I manifest money from and just kind of like speak from there. So give me 1 second. Hi, Abraham Hicks, people of the Vortex, hello. I'm not exactly channeling Abraham or any person or anything like that. It's just my higher self right now. And the cool thing about my experience that I'm living is that I'm extremely, extremely focused on financial wealth, financial abundance, and just money in general. So over the past couple months, I've made a lot of distinctions about what it is that the way that I used to focus on money whenever I was living in scarcity or whenever I was poor is a lot, like 100, 360, 1,000 degrees different from the way that I focus on money now that I am not poor. And, I will say that I am living a very comfortable life right now. I do have tons of financial abundance. Today I made like $8,000, which, it was just, I got a phone call from somebody and we just started talking, and all of a sudden they were like, well, here's $8,000 and I'll just send it your way. I was like, cool, thanks. Normally, if that would have been like a year ago, I would have been like, oh shit, $8,000. But no, it's just like, I kind of expect those things right now. And I'm going to teach, in this video, just I'm going to share some of the experiences I've had to get to the point where it's like, here's like a scarcity level of, scarcity perspective towards, abundance and finances and whatnot. I'm on like more of an abundant mindset towards money and finances, if that makes sense. But I'm going to basically kind of outlay and just outline the steps that I went through to change my vibration and my perspective on money, so that anybody, no matter where they are in their life, can actually just like today can start manifesting money. I'm not going to say you're going to win the fucking mega millions tomorrow, but you're going to start seeing some evidences of better finances and better things in your life. So the first thing that I'll mention is there's a little game called Ask in the book called Ask and It Is Given, there's a little game called the abundance game, or maybe some people call it the prosperity game. But basically what you do is you just kind of like, you take a check right here, and all you do is you just, write a check out to yourself. You do it for, $1,000 for the very first day. And in the memo, you put like day one, you write it out to yourself, you sign it, write the date, endorse it on the back, you write the check out to yourself. And what you do is you actually vibrationally spend this money. So I think on the first day that I did the whole abundance game, I spent $200 on a new phone, $200 on clothes, $50 on gasoline for my car, $50 for a new MP3 player, $100 for sis, and I just spent it all in my mind. But the thing about it is that you actually like genuinely, truly spend it. You actually like put the emotional energy that you would, if you were actually buying that actual product or whatever it is that you're doing with the money. And what what I started to realize is that by doing this little abundance game, day one you do it for $1,000, day two you do it for $2,000, day three you do it for $3,000, day four $4,000, so on and so forth. And there's no day that you start, some people are like, yeah, do the 30-day process. No, you can do it for like as long as you want. Like I think I'm on like day 86 or day 90 or something like that, somewhere along that range. So I'm on like $90,000 checks. And the thing that's really cool about it is that what you're starting to do is you're starting to like gradually open yourself up towards greater abundance. Because this is a huge distinction that I've made about most people, the way that most people view money and the way that I view money, along with a lot of other successful people too. It's just like, I expect for money to just come to me. Like, people are always like, oh, I believe I am a money magnet. I believe. But, do you really genuinely, truly believe that? Like, do you, excuse my language, and I swear quite a bit, but do you truly fucking believe that you're a goddamn money magnet? If you kind of like half-heartedly believe it, then guess what? You're going to have like half-hearted manifestations in your life. Like, if you set a goal out for yourself for like $1,000 and you kind of believe it's possible, but you don't like really rock hard believe that it's possible, then yeah, you might get like $500, you might get $200, or you might get the $1,000, but it'll kill yourself in the process, or you'll kill yourself in the process, or it's just like you'll start manifesting, setting your attention for that $1,000, and then all of a sudden it's just like you burn out for whatever reason, because it's like, oh, you get so frustrated, like, oh, I can't do it. And the reason why people set these big goals for themselves and then they kind of fall short, from my experience, because I've set them too, and have fallen short, is it's just like, if you're on the level of here, and you want to get to this level, it doesn't matter whether this is 1 million and this is 24 million. It doesn't matter whether this is $1,000 per month to $2,000 per month. It doesn't matter. If you're on a certain level and you want to get on a certain level that's higher, what you have to do is you have to raise yourself to that level. Some people try to do it in like a day or like an hour, or like they listen to the 15-minute meditation and they're like, why haven't I won the Mega Millions lottery yet? Oh, this Abraham Hicks stuff is so frustrating. And see, that's the thing about it. It's like, the cool thing about this little abundance game is that you get to the point where it's like day by day by day by day, day by day by day, day by day by day. You get to this level. And then all of a sudden, because you keep doing the little abundance game, you just keep going up. And all of a sudden, you have a little goal that was down here, and you're like, you look at that goal, and you're like, like, simple, I can do that in a day. And you get to that point where it's like money is extremely, extremely comfortable for you. But, I highly, highly, highly recommend for people to do the abundance game or the prosperity game. I call it the check writing game, but it's just like write your checks every morning. Because what happens is whenever you get up in the morning, you can set your financial destiny for the entire day, just by focusing on it for like 5 to 10, 15 minutes in the morning. That's it. And the cool thing, like some of the evidence that I saw for, doing the whole check writing game was, yeah, for the first like 7 to 10 days, I didn't really see any like actual dollars in the bank for money and whatnot. But what I started to realize is that I was actually saving money on things. Like, there was a product that I wanted to buy for like $100, and then all of a sudden I got that product for free. And I'm like, oh, geez, that's cool. But what I realized was I tracked it back to everything I felt about the abundance game, because I had written it on my check for like day 2 or day 3, and like 7 days later I got that actual item that I requested from the universe, and the universe just gave it to me for free. And I'm like, oh shit, that's really cool. And so what started happening was, as I gradually started gradually started like raising my level, raising my vibration for money, different things started happening. Like, money would magically manifest in my life. First it was like $10, and it was like $30, and it was $300, and like $3,000. And it's like, whoa, all this money is just like popping up out of the blue. This is amazing. And people think, there's a lot of mind chatter that goes on in our minds, because I know that it happened for me, and I'm sure it happens for a lot of other people, as they're afraid, for whatever reason, to actually focus on what a lifestyle would be like, living abundantly, living with money. Because, the thing is, we're actually all taught that, like, hey, you need to be realistic. If you want to make more money, you got to work harder, you got to get a better job, you got to put more hours in, you got to put the pedal to the metal, or like, put your feet to the ground, or just like really stomp it out or something like that. Basically, all these beliefs are based upon like more action, more effort, more time, more energy, more metrics of some sort. Sometimes it's like, yeah, you got to make more calls on the phone if you want to sell more stuff, or it's like, yeah, you got to get more diplomas or more degrees or more education or something like that. But these are all metrics that are external metrics and stuff that's not really internal. Like, there are only a few teachers and a few books and practices that actually say it's like, if you want to really change your financial thing, just focus on the inside first. The cool thing about the whole Abraham Hicks teachings is that they talk about, it's like, don't focus on what is, focus on how you would like it to be. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. Don't focus on what you don't want. So basically, what I did was, there was a long period of time where I was like, ugh. It's like, I'm doing well for myself financially, but I really want to make more. I wish I had more money. It's like, this sucks. It's like, I have enough money, but I wish I had more money. Damn. And the thing about that is, I was actually focused on the lack of money, which is completely different from focusing on the actual abundance of money, the actual having of the money. What I ended up doing was, every night before I closed my eyes and went to bed, and both in the morning whenever I very first woke up to bed, just to set the momentum straight, I would focus on what it would be like to either, 1, be a millionaire, 2, be living financially free, or just 3, having enough financial abundance, meaning that I could buy whatever it is that I want to buy, or go, do, be whatever it is that I want to do, be, have, anything like that. And at first, it's like, you start having those feelings, and it just feels like it's imagination. And everybody's imagination is a little bit different. Some people can see actual images with their mind. Some people just focus on the actual hearing of things, or they hear other people's voices. They just imagine the self-dialogue that it would be like, or they imagine what they would say to themselves about if they had a lot of money or whatnot. And what I ended up doing was kind of like a whole combination of those things, because I saw myself with like a Lamborghini, like it was red. I imagined myself driving it. It was beautiful. I saw myself living in like my own place, because at the time I was just living with roommates and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I have my own beautiful place with granite countertops. It's really quiet. I can play my music as loud as I want to. It's like, I can stay up as late as I want to without having to worry about disturbing anybody else. It's like, I have a TV, I have a new computer. It's like, I have whiteboards all over my room. I have just everything that I want. I was like, I have all these wonderful things. And at first, I'm sure that there was a little bit of resistance in my mind that was like, you don't actually have those things, Alexander, so just stop focusing on it. Just stop worrying about it. But actually what happens is, your mind, once you start actually really feeling good about those little imaginary things that you have in your mind, you'll start to kind of get on the path of manifesting those things. And most of us are focused on the why, like the why of things, or excuse me, the how. Most of us are focused on the how of getting those things. It's like, oh, I want $1 million, but how am I going to get it? Oh, I know what I can do. I can get 10 more degrees and get 5 PhDs and go to law school and go to med school at the same time. And I'm going to become a millionaire lawyer doctor who's also an engineer part-time too. And we try to, we do silly things like that, trying to figure out the how of things, as opposed to just focusing on the end result. Like, focus on what it is that you genuinely want. If you want $1,000 in your life, focus on what it would be like to have $1,000 in your life. If you want to have $1 million in your life, focus on what it would be like to have $1 million in your life. And, if you just want general financial abundance, focus on what it would be like to have general financial abundance in your life. Does it, are you able to go to like restaurants every night? Are you able to go flying to Paris first class if you want? Are you able to go to all these wonderful things? Or, how does it work out for yourself? But just focus on what it is that you genuinely, truly want. And you'll get to a point where it's just like, all of a sudden, even though your mind was your mind was saying, oh, you're imagining it. All of a sudden, a little click is going to happen. And you're going to start thinking of solutions, or even better, people are going to bring you solutions just out of the blue that are going to get you to where it is that you want to be. So it's like, let's say, oh, I need to pay my rent and it was due yesterday and I need $1,000. Like, what do I do? Well, okay, let's actually take that, because I remember that Esther gave a really good example. She's like, if somebody is $50,000 in debt, but they want to be $50,000 in the plus or in the black, there's like a $100,000 gap that you have to go through, in order for you to get to the point where you have that $50,000. Is it going to happen in a day? Is it going to happen in an hour? Probably not. But the thing about it is that you can raise your level of vibration like little by little by little until you absolutely get to that point. And the best way that I've been able to do that, to like get actual dollars in the bank, is just by doing this whole little prosperity game. Just focus day 1, $1,000, day 2, $1,000, 2,000, day 3, 3,000, and so on and so forth. But even more than that, and I'll be right back so I can get it. I have a little journal of it's kind of like my little book of financial gains and whatnot, and I just kind of write like all the things down that have happened like really great in my financial life. And the funny thing is, I have like a relationship book and a physical health book, and I've only written like 2 or 3 pages in those other books, but for my financial book, I've written like 20 to 40. So it's just like, I'm more focused on finances and increasing that for myself right now. But the whole thing about it, it's just like, the more you focus on the abundance that is coming into your life, whether it's a little bit of abundance or quite a bit of abundance, the more abundance you focus on, guess what? The more abundance you're going to get. So it's just kind of like, the abundance game helps you with that. The check writing game helps you with that. Keeping a journal, writing down what 10 positive aspects of what it would be like to be financially abundant. Like, number 1, I would have money, and that would feel good. That's a positive aspect of having money. You would feel good having money. And then it's like, kind of explain for yourself the why of why you would feel good having money. Be like, number 2, I would get to go to the beach. Number 3, I would get to travel. Number 4, I would get to give money to my kids or give money to my friends or whatever. And all of a sudden, it's just by focusing on the positive, just little by little by little, and I'm not saying that 30 days from now, that's whenever you're going to start seeing money come into your life. No, honestly, it's like you could change something just by watching this video right now, and something could shift for you inside, and all of a sudden you like manifest some type of money, either in your bank account, or somebody comes to you with like a job opportunity, or maybe you think of an idea that you haven't thought of in a while, and you pursue that, and it makes you money. It's like everything can shift for you right this second. It's just a matter of like changing your perspective. So whenever you're living the contrast of what you do not want, just ask yourself like, okay, I'm living what it is that I don't want right now. What do I genuinely, truly want in my life? And, for some people, it's going to be financial abundance. For other people, it's going to be like millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars. For other people, it might be like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. But, you have to ask yourself, like, what would it be like for me to have those things that I genuinely truly want? And if you're focusing on like having a Lamborghini and you're like, technically focusing on things that you want should make you feel good. But if it's making you feel bad, then you just need to go a little bit more general. And what they mean by general is, instead of focusing on like the specifics, like, oh, I have a Lamborghini, it's a Lamborghini Gallardo, and it's white, and it has a hardtop that retracts in the back, and I can drive 150 miles an hour in it. Instead of focusing on the specifics like that, just go very general. Be like, I love having all this money in my life. It's so great. I love being able to just like throw money up in the air and just like have a fun time with it. And just, I love it whenever it just rains money over my skies and like over my life. Something like that. Just be very general. But as you keep getting general, what's going to happen is you're going to slowly start raising your vibration to a point where it's just like all of a sudden money's going to manifest in your life. And it sounds like hocus pocus and just like magic and whatnot, but that's kind of how it works. And I actually have to go right this second and kind of go take care of some stuff, but I hope that this video has helped somebody. Basically, it's just like write your stuff down in a journal, write positive aspects, write the reason why it would feel good to have money, and most importantly, just like do this abundance game. Just like do the abundance game. Like, that's it. So take care, people in the vortex, and this is your boy Alexander.